Well, welcome back to GIS Analysis at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. In this session, we're going to create a test raster, and a raster is grid cell based, and we'll put our test raster in a geodatabase. So if you go to your folder location, New, File Geodatabase, and let's name this Test Rasters. And then we'll create some square polygons using the Create Fishnet tool, and then convert those square polygons to grid cells. So we'll use the Create Fishnet tool. So I name my output square polygons. The origin will be 0, 0, and the y-axis will be 0, and then any value north of 0, so any value above 0. And then our cell width, cell height, each square will be 10 by 10. We'll have 10 rows and 10 columns, which will create 100 square polygons. And then in the center of every square, we'll put a label point, and then the geometry type will be polygon. So after executing the Create Fishnet tool, we have two layers, one of points and one of polygons. So let's remove this layer of points, and in our catalog window, let's rename that layer. If you right mouse click rename, let's just call that points. Okay, so if we look at our attribute table, we've got 100 square polygons, and we have an object ID going from 1 to 100. So now what we're going to do is convert each square polygon, which is 10 wide by 10 high, to a raster. So there's a tool set of tools that allow you to convert to raster. For example, if you have a text file, you can convert a text file to a raster. What we want to do is convert our polygon to a raster. So we're going to convert our square polygons, and the cell value will be whatever the polygon object ID value is. We'll output to our geodatabase, and we'll name it test raster. And then the cell size will be exactly the same as our square polygons, which is a size of 10. So here's our test raster, and if we make our polygons hollow, there's our test raster. And if you look at the attribute table, we do have, for every different value, how many cells are there. So this is called the raster attribute table. And it occurs if your raster contains integer values, because ArcMap is assuming each integer could be a class. So in this case, we've got 100 values, and we've got a count of 1. So there's only one cell, one grid cell, or one pixel that has each of these values. Okay, you'll notice that under the selection menu, we could select by attribute or select by location if we have our square polygons in our table of contents. But if we remove our feature and we only have rasters, we have no ability to select by attribute. So if we right mouse click and go to properties, we have no ability to do a definition query with rasters. We can't select rasters using a definition query. We can't select rasters using select by attributes. What we can do is use a geoprocessing tool to make queries. And we'll cover that in the next video session, and that geoprocessing tool is the CON tool, which stands for test a condition.